So a big concern there. And we've got some fire concern here with the winds coming out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Some of the same winds that are in Southern California working their way through parts of Arizona right now and starting to kind of sneak into the land of enchantment. But don't let that fool you. It's still a pretty day out there. And we've got the picture to prove it. This is some of the yucca in bloom out in the eastern parts of the state, courtesy of Tom Clark. And, well, you see the beautiful blue sky up above. And we're still looking at that for the most part right now. Now, as far as today's concerned, I think it is going to be quite warm out there. We're shooting our way up to about 88 officially in the metro. But I talked about this morning. I highly suspect a few locations could be right at the 90-degree mark today. Now, we will drop that just a couple of degrees. We'll go mid-80s out there tomorrow. But notice the verbiage here. Breezy for today, windy for tomorrow. And starting tomorrow, I think those winds are really going to howl. Not that we're not going to have some windy spots out there today. Right now, west central, southwestern parts of the state appear to be somewhat the windiest. We've got 31-mile-per-hour gust in T or C. Winds gusting just shy of the 30-mile-per-hour mark in Gallup. And we've got 18 to 20-mile-per-hour gusts between, say, Albuquerque and Santa Fe out there. And because of the wind, which is going to be almost continuous, I think, for about the next 2.5, 3 days out there, the Weather Service is going ahead and issued the high fire danger for us out in the western and northwestern parts of the state. This is a red flag warning until 9 o'clock tomorrow evening. It does include the Albuquerque metro. Meanwhile, down to the south, fire weather watch is in effect for tomorrow for the same time frame. That's because most definitely the winds are picking up out there today. Now, I think the winds will gust 35 to maybe 40 miles per hour in some cases this afternoon. But tomorrow, we're going to let the winds go even higher than that, gusting to about 60 miles per hour, especially in the west central parts of the state. And that's one of the main reasons the Weather Service has gone ahead and issued that high fire danger. You can see the relative humidity even now is way down at 12% in the Albuquerque metro. Fortunately, our sustained winds are still below 10 miles per hour. Right now, 79 is the temperature, matching that in Santa Fe. And notice the warmth. It's all over the state. And down south, Alamogordo, you're already at 90 degrees and obviously going to be tacking on a little bit more heat before all is said and done. Clear skies out there, result of the dry conditions we got. And, of course, skies are going to remain mostly sunny, I think, for the next several days. I think we're heading into about 5 or 6, maybe 7 days worth of gusty wind conditions on an each and every afternoon basis, although I do think Saturday and Sunday will be the windiest. Meanwhile, today, gusts could go 35 miles per hour in the southwest, up to 40 miles per hour in the northwest. Meanwhile, we're talking 10 to 20 mile per hour winds in the southeast. This will be the warmest part of the state. That's where temperatures could head for the upper 90s. Meanwhile, it's upper 80s to near 90 in the northeast plains and east central plains, while the northern mountains, the mountainous terrain itself heads for the 70s, 80s elsewhere. And that's why we're putting Santa Fe at a lofty 87 degrees for this afternoon. Meanwhile, the temperature will head for the mid-80s, it looks like, in the east mountains, and probably upper 80s. As I mentioned earlier, some spots around the metro could easily be near 90 degrees later today. And late this afternoon is when we'll finally start to see those winds really picking up. Temperature may fall off a couple of degrees over the weekend, but the main focus will definitely be those very strong winds.
90 degrees with high winds. Doesn't sound like a lot.